Hey, what's up? How's it going? It's your boy Mick Jagger at night with his own radio show. But anyway, today's gonna be what if Naruto learned Sage Mode early 5, which honestly I'm thinking of just calling it what if Jiraiya hadn't wasted the 2.5 years. I'm honestly thinking of renaming this whole series that. But anyway, if you haven't watched the previous parts, go do that now, and then you can get caught up. Uh, I feel like I had something to say. Oh yeah, I probably am going to be dropping another video tomorrow. Or at least that's gonna be my intent. That's what I'm gonna be trying to do. So maybe if you have like a certain video that I don't know, I'll just wait. But anyway, whatever. Let's just get right into it. Blah. As Team 7 had Sai lead them back to Orochimaru's hideout, Naruto got ready for a fight, which he knew was coming if he was gonna get Sasuke to go back with him to the leaf. It consisted of him stretching out, making a clone that would fall back when they got to the hideout, and having a conversation with Sakura. He said, "Hey Sakura," and he pulled her back. "What is it?" she asked. "Listen, I need you to let me handle fighting Sasuke alone." In fact, he shouted up to Yamato. "Hey Captain Yamato, you want to hear this too. I'm taking on Sasuke alone." Yamato was confused. "Why would you want to do that, Naruto? Sasuke will definitely be a lot stronger than he was the last time you met. This won't be that simple." Sakura joined in. "Yeah, Naruto, I'm sure you've gotten stronger, but Sasuke must have as well. More ruthless too." Sai joined in, too. "I agree with those two. You may have killed Orochimaru, but that was because you lost control. Is that how you'll handle Sasuke? If that's the case, he might die too." So Naruto didn't let anything they said bother him though, and said, I just realized, none of you have really seen Sage Mode itself in full effect. You saw it, Sakura, but only on a dummy. Well, let me explain. Sage Mode is natural energy mixing with your own chakra. It greatly increases your power and even gives you little abilities on top. You see, the reason I transformed how I did, it wasn't me losing control to the Nine Tails exactly. Sai once again added his 2 cents. "We were all clearly watching, Naruto. How would you explain what happened?" "Well, while I was suppressing the Nine Tails chakra, a little was able to leak through, and while I was releasing my Shadow Clone Jutsu, I accidentally released both of them." Yamato asked, "Why is that a big deal?" "Well, absorbing too much nature energy could lead to my body letting out or getting petrified or something like that. That's why the Nine Tails had to take over. That's just the downside. While in Sage Mode, well, I was able to lift a huge stone statue twice my size over my head." 3 listening were shocked. "Sakura, I've already explained it to you, but for you two," referring to Yamato and Sai, "I use shadow clones to collect nature energy, and when I release them, that energy floods into me, which is why the fox's chakra slipping through is so significant. Now you guys just stay back and let me work when we get there." Yamato and Sakura begrudgingly agreed, but they said they'd step in if things got too heated. They then finally arrived at where Sai said the hideout was. There was no entrance though, so Sakura punched a hole in the wall, which revealed a hallway. As they walked through the hall, they saw something piercing through the darkness. 2 somethings, in fact. It was Sasuke's eyes, the Sharingan. Naruto walked up and said, "How's it going, Sasuke?" "What are you doing here, Naruto? Where's Orochimaru?" Sasuke asked. Yamato stepped up and said, "We've already taken care of him." Sasuke scoffed at hearing this, not believing them. Before he could say anything else though, Naruto said, "None of that's important right now. It's just you and me, Sasuke. Let's settle this." Sasuke's eyes were like daggers as he looked at Naruto's, but he didn't flinch at all. We already settled this at the Final Valley. You couldn't beat me then, and you can't now." Naruto smirked at hearing this and said, Let's just hurry and take this outside. Sasuke then got up and started walking, and Team 7 followed. Naruto had his clone stay though, and the clone started meditating in the cool snake head. Sasuke then led the group outside. He walked away from them and locked eyes with Naruto. You ready to repeat what happened from 2.5 years ago? Cause it's gonna end the exact same way. Naruto smirked as he tossed back his red robe and said, "That's what you think, but yeah, let's go." The two got into their stances, and then they ran at each other. Sasuke put out a sword and slashed at Naruto, who was able to block with his kunai. As they struggled against each other, they then jumped back. Sasuke activated his Sharingan and shot out a fireball, to which Naruto also did too. He shot out a fireball. They then ran up to, as the two fireballs clashed, they then ran through it, the fire debris, I guess. They ran through the fire debris, which honestly sounds kind of cool. And then they started scrapping hand-to-hand style. That sounded dumb. But anyway, Naruto was able to push back Sasuke, and then he made a clone. The two started directing air slashes at the Uchiha, who activated his stage 1 curse mark and was able to completely blitz through them, not getting hit by one. He then kicked back the real Naruto and then slashed the clone. Naruto grounded himself and ran forward. As he did, he then used the summoning jutsu. He summoned Gamamatsu, and when he did, he immediately jumped on top of him and yelled, "Gamamatsu, jump!" He then jumped into the air as he said, and when Sasuke saw that, he once again shot a fireball. Naruto and Gamamatsu were able to shoot through it though, using the Toad water pistol, were able to knock Sasuke back. Naruto thanked the Toad and then desummoned him as he hit the ground. Getting hit though, Sasuke was ticked and said, "Well, it seems you have gotten a bit stronger, but you've wasted enough of my time, Naruto." His curse mark then began to spread all over his body, and then he transformed into a stage 2 mark and said, "Let's end this," as he formed his Chidori. He then flew into the sky. Naruto then said, "Yeah, I think it should be ready by now." He then released his clone, and as he thought, it had finished collecting sage energy, and he went into sage mode. "Get ready to come back to the leaf, Sasuke." He then ran towards his direction and then jumped up towards him, and Sasuke flew down towards him with his Chidori as its color changed. They then yelled, "Daedra Sengon!" 3 spectators then took cover as the 2 former teammates clashed. A huge light shining throughout the area due to the clash, and then a huge explosion going off. They then heard a loud thump. As the spectators looked up, they saw Naruto standing there, and Sasuke in the wall. His curse mark had receded, but there was still an imprint of his hand wings. The 3 were amazed. Naruto, that day, had single-handedly taken down Kabuto, Orochimaru, and Sasuke. Naruto then walked over to Sasuke, who looked up at him and said, "There's no way. How? How did you get this much stronger?" Naruto looked Sasuke in the eye and said, "You know I want to become Hokage, right? Well, how could I become Hokage if I can't even save my friend?" They then stared intensely at each other, and then Sasuke passed out and fell from the wall. Naruto then slumped him over his shoulder and went over to his team. "Alright, let's head back to the leaf. We can have someone come back to this location later." They all agreed, and then they went back to the leaf, Yamato binding Sasuke in his wood style for when he woke up. When they got to the village, they first dropped Sasuke off at jail, and then went to the Hokage's office. Yamato, Naruto, and Sakura explained what happened on the bridge, and what happened when they met up with Sasuke. She said that she'd investigate Sai and what he was doing, but then looked to Naruto and said, "Well, Naruto, I think your performance on this mission was excellent. You did lose some control on the bridge, but did get a handle on yourself. without going on a rampage, you were able to defeat and capture Sasuke Uchiha. She then thought for a minute and said, "So, I've heard that your Chunin exams were interrupted and you weren't able to participate in the latest exams because you were going with Jiraiya, correct?" Naruto then nodded and Tsunade thought some more. She then said, "Well, Naruto Uzumaki, it is my pleasure to officially make you a Jonin." He asked if she was serious, and when she said yes, he flipped out, Sakura and Yamato congratulating him as he did. She, of course, would have the power to do this, and while it was with Kakashi, he did have Naruto, have to like study up and all that. He didn't really have to do that. I mean, he's Hokage. Anyway, after the meeting with the Hokage, the three went to visit Kakashi and tell him about the mission, and Naruto's promotion, which made him happy that not only was Sasuke back in the village, but Naruto was promoted to Jonin. After that though, Yamato and Sakura were leaving, but Naruto said that he would hang back for a second. He then told Kakashi, "So, during the mission, I talked to my dad, the fourth. He says hi." Hearing that surprised Kakashi, thinking that Naruto had no reason to lie and he wouldn't have just dug this information up to prank him. He then said, "But not just that. He said to ask you to give me the key to his speed," or whatever that means, whatever he said. Kakashi had a good idea what it meant though. He then said, "Well, Naruto, it seems like we're going to be doing some training then. I'm going to be helping you learn to use the Flying Raijin." Alright guys, that's the video. And yeah, so that's going to be the video for today. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you like what you see on my channel, and do your boy a favor and share this video and turn on those notifications. But yeah, that's gonna be today's video, and tomorrow should be another video. It will most likely be what if Deku had the Sharingan. So yeah, watch out for that. And yeah, without further ado, oh no, this is Don Soy's voicing out. See you later, guys.